All right, so welcome back to part 2 of this assignment page here. So we've finished up number 5. Let's move to number 6. Think about the word abandoned in the sentence above. Wow, lucky that we highlighted it before. Which of the following words could replace it without changing the denotation or the literal meaning like we talked about, or the connotation? And here we run into what the difference in definition here that I don't like. I really don't think that feeling is a good word for connotation, because it's not just how you feel when you hear the word, it's what you think of when you hear the word. So things like how does the environment or the society that you were brought up in feel about the word, or maybe there's some slang connotations for it. Maybe like if you're a young person, you think about this word differently than you're an older person. I think there's a lot more that goes into it than just feeling. And because of that, I really prefer the definition that I gave, which was the associations that a word carries. So what do you think of when you hear it? So I don't think it changes the answer that you're going to find for this question a whole lot, but for the future, I really do think it's more helpful for you to think of it as associations. So which of the following words could replace it? Abandoned. We talked about this when I was talking about question number 5, and we picked abandoned out. I think deserted is the one that fits with that. Okay, so we'll leave that one there. And then question number 7, the last one. The word abandoned had been changed to a new word within the following examples. Which example has the same connotation, association, but a slightly different denotation meaning when compared to the original sentence? So why don't you take a shot here and see if you can figure this one out based on what we've talked about for numbers 5 and 6 here, but also when we were discussing the definitions earlier in the assignment page. And I'll pause the video and then I'll come back and we'll go through it and see what I found and what you found. Okay, so I haven't quite highlighted it yet, the answer that I found, because I want to talk about my thought process going into it first. So in question number 6, we went for the same denotation as well as the same connotation. So what was our connotation? What was our association with abandoned and deserted? Okay, so think about that. And then we're going for that exact same association here. Deserted, abandoned, but a different denotation. So it doesn't mean, like, deserted literally means the same thing as abandoned, but here we're not looking for quite that same. So you know it's not going to be deserted because it was the answer for this one. And the answer is lonely. So I hope you all got that one. You get the same feeling and you think about the same things for lonely as you do abandoned. You've been taken away from those you loved, you've been betrayed, you're on your own, etc., etc. So there we are. So that's the end of activity number 9, or whatever order they're in, the end of this worksheet here. And in the next one, we're going to get into the expository paragraph kind of stuff here, and I'm not sure quite how in depth I will get into that, because I'm sure you're going to spend plenty of class time on it, but maybe I'll kind of fill out these details as if I were going to write a paragraph, and then I'll have an example paragraph at the end that we can go through and talk about. So anyhow, that's where I'll leave it for now. We'll see how much farther we get. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next one.